Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, I would like to just ask you guys to please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please share this one with your friends if you can. So today I want to get into something just a little bit different than my usual Fitness Fat Friday routine that we've been going through. It is important when you are thinking about health and fitness to not just think about your physical body and what you're doing with the physical, but to also think about your mental and your mental fitness. And mental fitness is just as important, if not more important, than physical fitness, in my opinion. So meditation is something that I not only use when I'm stressed or have anxiety or things of that nature, but it's something that I use in my everyday life to just keep me balanced and keep me centered, whether things are good or bad or just normal, as you would call it. So at a time like now, with all the craziness going on in the world, I really felt like one of the best things that I could do with this platform to help is sit down and go over some meditation tricks. That being said, please guys, what works for me may not work for everybody. Everybody is individual and different. So these are just tips. Take what you think you can use, ignore what you don't think you can. With that being said, I invite you to join me as I take you through my 11 steps for starting your meditation process here on Fitness Fridays. So I want to let you all know, again, one of the big things with my channel is whether it's food or fitness or beauty, my goal is to show that anyone can do it. I'm a beginner in a lot of the things I do, and I consistently have to work on a lot of the things I do, and that's meditation included. So it has been difficult for me to develop a habit of meditating consistently, to, work on my own mindset, and it's something that I continuously have to work on. So that brings us to tip number 1, make it a habit and commit to it. Don't say that you're just going to do it, I'm going to go ahead and try it a day or two. If you're going to meditate, learn to make it a habit, because it's not going to be a time or 2 times that's going to get to where you're getting the benefits of it. It's something that you need to do consistently. As we go through these tips, one of the biggest things I can say is that practice makes better. Don't expect perfection. If you feel that it's perfect, great, more power to you, but practicing just makes you get better at it. So the more consistent you are, the more you develop it as a habit, the better you're going to get in your meditative process. To really benefit from meditation, you have to treat it just like you would treat exercise or eating healthy. It's not going to be a one-time cure-all. It's something that you do have to practice consistently. Me meditating and learning to do it consistently has really made a big difference in reducing my worry, reducing my stress, reducing my anxiety, and it has allowed me to really connect very deeply and on a level that I never thought would be possible for myself. But getting to that point absolutely requires for you to make it into a habit. If it helps you out, choose a time of day that works best for you. There's no set time on when or how many times a day or week or whatever you have to do it. But if it helps you, try to develop a routine. Put it on a schedule like you would going to the gym. So everyone's needs are different. So just make sure you're going with what you feel for meditation. In my opinion, you can never meditate too often. So tip number 2 is to find a place of peace and make sure that you are comfortable. For me, I have a very, very small corner in my house that I use, and this is my meditation pillow, my blue pillow that I sit on. And usually when I'm meditating, I sit on the ground just like this, and I have a little table that I have my candle or diffuser and some of my stones on, and that's my meditation place. It's peaceful, it's a quiet, and for me, that's what I need. I need a quiet place that's kind of away from kind of the chaos of the rest of the people in my house, where I can just go and get into my kind of happy space and meditate. So find your comfortable space, find your place that works for you, and make it comfortable, and make sure you dress comfortably. The last thing you want to be worried about when you're meditating is wearing uncomfortable clothing. Now, of course, my meditative place is not here. As much as I wanted to take you into my little meditation corner, the spacing just didn't allow for the camera to be able to see me properly. That's how small my meditation space is. But as long as it's a space that is your own and that you are comfortable and can really just be at peace in, that is all that matters. The next tip I have for you, tip number 3, is to make sure you're checking your surroundings and find different tools that will work for you. So music, candles, essential oils, lighting, all of those things can help you with your meditation. And again, like I said earlier, different things are going to work differently for different people. For me, I am obsessed with 432 hertz music. I actually listen to that a lot when I sleep. 432 hertz is said to be the vibration, the frequency of our planet. It has a healing frequency to it. So I tend to listen to 432 hertz frequency music. I'm going to try to find some 432 hertz frequency royalty-free music to put in the background of this video. So I'm hoping you guys have already been enjoying it in the background as long as I was able to find some. But this is the music that I like to listen to when I meditate. I am also obsessed with essential oils. So I use a lot of different essential oils depending on my mood. It could be lavender, it could be sage. There's all kinds of different ones out there, but sometimes just the aromatherapy can help as well with your meditation. Again, the key thing is to just try different things and find what works for you. So that brings us to tip number 4, and this may be the most important piece of advice I can give you for meditation, and that is mindset. Your mindset is everything when it comes to the meditative process. That's not to say you can't have different thoughts that are not necessarily all positive. You're going to have different feelings, and meditating is meant to help you kind of work with those feelings, but you need to have a good mindset. And what I mean by that is you have to let go of worry, of fear, and one of the biggest problems I had in my life was control. Meditation really helps with self-growth and identifying your flaws. And as I was saying, my biggest flaw that I've realized I have is control. And I believe, no matter how passive you are, control is a big one for a lot of us. Whether it's, trying to control our family, trying to control our finances, our career, the government and the decisions that they make around us. I mean, right now is a perfect feeling of a loss of control. There's so much going on that we have no control over. And learning to realize that and accept that you have no control over anybody or anything on this planet other than yourself and your feelings and your reactions to the things that go on around you. That is literally the only thing you have control over. Everything else you need to let go. So learning to let go of those feelings of control, of worry, and of fear will help you be more at peace, will help you learn to meditate much better, help you connect much better. So my recommendation is to find your own issues. Find the things in your mind that cause you to have negative thoughts, that cause you to have any type of negative energy, and work to reset those thoughts. This is an ongoing process. There's a lot of programming that we've had done to our minds over the years, and a lot of that is the fear, the worry, the anxiety, the stress. So learn to start working on finding what those issues are that you have and working on resetting those and replacing them with good thoughts, with positive energy, with feelings of love and happiness and peace. So that brings us to tip number 5, clear intent. When you get into your meditative process, one of the big things that will help you is going into your meditation with clear intent on why you're meditating and what your goals are. Are you worried? Are you stressed? Is there anxiety going on? I know that's a big reason that a lot of people want to get into meditation. When you're getting into your meditative process, think of those as an energy in your body. Feel that stress, feel that anxiety, feel that worry, and learn to let it go. Feel it leave your body, and again, replace those feelings with feelings of positivity and love. Your intent should be to release that stress. Your intent should be to release those energies and to replace them. You want to have that clear intent in your mind. Are you trying to work on focusing better? Are you weary or tired and are meditating so that you can feel more rested? Meditation is a beautiful way to help assist with feeling more rested. for more rest for your spirit, your mind, and your body. Or maybe you just want to bring more peace and more good energy to your already amazing life. Maybe there's nothing that you want to work on and you just want peace and love and good energy and just want to reinstill those thoughts. That's what I spend a lot of my time doing. I try to look for the positive in the world. I try to be the change that I want to see in the world. And so a lot of times when I'm meditating, I'm just reinforcing those thoughts. It's not that I'm trying to bring in something new. I'm just continuing to build and grow spiritually myself. Just make sure that you develop that clear intent. That clear intent is actually what's going to lead us right into tip number 6. And tip number 6 is to clear any unnecessary thoughts from your mind and to check your feelings before you get into your meditative process. Now, what this does not mean is clearing all the thoughts from your mind. A lot of people, when they get into meditation, and I think this was a problem I had in the beginning, is people telling you, like, clear your mind completely of thoughts. And you almost get frustrated when you can't completely clear your mind of all of your thoughts. I mean, it's very, very difficult to do. But what you do want to do is clear your mind of unnecessary thoughts, of unnecessary distractions. And that's why creating that clear intent kind of gives you something to focus on. And check your feelings. Make sure you know how you're feeling when you go into your meditative process. Bringing too much negative energy, you don't want your meditation to go into a negative place. You can bring those feelings with you, but be aware of them. Make sure they're in check and work in your meditation to rid yourself of those negative thoughts, negative feelings, bad energies that you have. It doesn't mean that you have to be in perfect shape when you go into meditation. Meditation is a place for you to go to help relieve yourself of those issues. You don't have to be in the greatest mindset. You just need to know what's going on with you and make sure that you're working to make it better. One of the big things I've also found with keeping your mind clear is to focus on your breathing. Typically when I'm meditating, I'm keeping my posture up and straight, back straight, and I just kind of sit like this. You know, you don't have to do your legs in crazy ways and do all this kind of stuff. You can just sit very calmly, very peacefully, and focus on your breathing. Listening to yourself inhale and exhale can be a great way to calm the mind and calm the body. And that doesn't mean focus on your breathing by breathing in an unnatural way. Breathe naturally, breathe deeply, focus on your breathing. That can help a lot with getting unnecessary thoughts out of your mind, which again is going to lead us into tip number 7. So tip number 7 is to recenter your mind if it wanders. So again, you might get into your meditation and you might have cleared your mind and you've got your oils going and your music going and you feel at peace and you feel fully into your meditation, and your mind starts wandering into something completely different, or maybe somebody distracts you. I get it all the time. Somebody comes and knocks on my door when I'm in my meditation. There's plenty of distractions on this earth that we're going to have. Recenter yourself, bring yourself back, come back to where you're at, and just go through that process again. Whatever it is that you've developed to help you get into your meditative state, get back into it. The big thing is to not lose it when it happens, because there's going to be plenty of things that try to distract you. So just recenter yourself and bring yourself back and start again. And with that being said, I want to make sure you guys know that going to a place of peace or tranquility doesn't count. I don't know how to explain it, but a lot of the times when I meditate, I go to kind of like I'm not in my mind anymore. I'm in a place of peace. I'm in a place of tranquility. That is absolutely okay, and that is one of the things that I love and keeps me coming back to my meditative process. I love the feeling of almost that out-of-body experience I have when I get into a deep meditation. So that you're good with. But if you're getting distracted by other things of this earth, that's when you want to definitely recenter yourself. So that brings us into tip number 8. So tip number 8 is do not rush this and don't pressure yourself. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I think one of the biggest problems with people being consistent with a lot of different things, whether it's fitness or otherwise, is the fact that we pressure ourselves so much that we feel like we're not doing something right, or we feel like we're not committing the time we're supposed to or doing it the right way, and we flake out and we stop doing it. With meditation, there are days where I only have a few minutes. I'm working, I have stuff going on, I don't have the time that I wish I had. And I'll take 5 minutes to sit down and just meditate and reground and recenter myself and bring myself into that positive place with that positive energy before I go about my day. And then there are days when I have hours, and sometimes I'll sit down thinking, oh, I'm going to meditate for 20 or 30 minutes. I have stuff to do, and I'll get lost in it for hours and not even realize the time has passed. Do what feels natural to you. Don't let yourself be pressured. This should not feel like working out or going to your job. Meditation, at least for me, and I believe for most people, and when you get into it, it should feel like a treat, not a chore. It should feel something like you enjoy doing, something that you want to make the time to do, not something that you feel like you feel obligated to have to spend the time to do. I promise you, once you get into it and you start reaping the benefits of the meditation, it's almost like a drug. It will make you feel so good that you'll want to keep coming back and doing more. So don't pressure yourself, don't rush yourself. Whether you have 2 minutes or 2 hours, spend the time that you have on meditating. So that brings us into tip number 9. We're getting close to the end, which is you can practice anywhere. As much as I love my peaceful place, I love my meditation pillow, I love to sit with my oils and my stones and just get into my place of peace. You can really do this anywhere, whether it's a few minutes in your car, at your cubicle at work, while you're at the park. In fact, meditating outside has become one of the things that I love the most. Honestly, I don't do it as much as I should, but just going to the park outdoors and meditating, sometimes it can be even more helpful. Really feeling grounded with the earth, just the fresh air around you. Find other places if you want to meditate, but do know that no matter where you go, there's always a way to find time to meditate, and you can do it anywhere, especially as you learn and grow on this journey. In fact, I know some people that are so advanced in their meditative capabilities that they can do it while they're doing other things, which is completely fascinating to me, and I would not even know where to start to give you tips on that. But as you grow, there are some people that can do that as well, which is amazing. Which brings us to tip number 10. Don't worry about doing this wrong, okay? There is no right and wrong way, and there is no person on this planet that is going to be able to tell you how you're going to meditate and what's going to work for you and what's not. The only thing that's going to help you with learning what works for you is by you doing it and by you practicing and by you testing different things and figuring out what works best for you. My journey into doing meditation, which I'm still learning and I'm still growing, has been years. It has taken years for me to figure out how to get to the place in meditation that I want to be at. And although I'm happy now, I feel like I'm always growing and learning and getting better, and I can always even use more tips. So that being said, if you have any tips for me or any tricks that I didn't mention, feel free to put those in the comments down below. I just want to make sure you guys are aware that worrying too much about how you're doing it and how you're sitting and how you're breathing and what you're thinking and are your thoughts clear and so on, worrying too much about that kind of stuff can become a distraction in and of itself. Relax. Meditation is all about relaxing. Relax your muscles, relax your body, relax your mind. Just remember that everybody has to start somewhere, and that practicing is what is going to help you get better at it. Just remember to always, and I can't stress this enough, just let it be natural and always do what feels right for you. And my absolute last tip for meditation, and probably one of the most important, is at the end of your meditating session, smile, guys, and love yourself. Give yourself a hug, love yourself, and remember that part of this is growing that energy of love, of self-love and of love for others. But always remember that you have to love yourself to love anybody else. So smile, be happy, be positive, love yourself, and keep building that energy of love. So I hope that this is something that will help you guys not only now with all the craziness and chaos going on in the world, but that can also help you guys for years to come. Again, everything's going to work differently for everybody. I hope that you were able to take some tips and tricks from this that can definitely help you on the meditative process. I hope that it helps us all a little bit more on this journey that we're all going through together called life. With that being said, guys, much love, peace, and good energy to you all. I am actually going to go ahead and get started with my meditation right now. I'm doing a little meditative session tonight. Thank you guys so much again for coming to my channel. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you guys all on the next one.